87, and we get a wild one between two Metro Division foes. Welcome to Penguins postgame. Pens, Canes, next. Welcome to Sports for Beginners. This is the show where I cover the Pittsburgh Penguins, Toronto Blue Jays, and take you on a journey through the world of sports from the fans' perspective. Here is your host, Scott McGregor. Let's have some fun. Welcome in, Penguins fans. Welcome in, Hurricane fans. Canes and the Canes and the Penguins getting going here on Penguins postgame. Penguins and the Canes. Third of 4 meetings between the two squads. And boy, were we ever in for a treat. 87 returns and does exactly what Evgeni Malkin did just the other night in Colorado. Score on his very first opportunity that he will get. Another thing, similar to Evgeni Malkin, the returning Sidney Crosby also took a penalty, but we'll talk about that more in a bit. Good morning and welcome to a Penguins postgame morning show. I'm your lovely host, Scott McGregor. If you are in the UK and it is in the afternoon time, good afternoon to you. Good day to everywhere else you may be tuning in, but good morning to you on this Thursday, 19th. 2026, and welcome into Penguins postgame. Penguins and the Canes, the topic of conversation. As always, we start off any postgame show we do for the Penguins when it comes to teams that have already played the Penguins with the season series in a nutshell as we dive into the records at the Olympic winter break and coming in to action. Head coaching will follow shortly after. After that, it's time to get down to the netminders, and due to time constraints, we will refrain from using our referee officiating crew until the end of the program. If you saw on the WhatsApp message I sent before the game began last night, we will be doing bucks and pucks instead of game puck of the game near the end of the program when we set the scene for what's up next for Carolina and what's up next for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. These two teams will be meeting on the weekend after quick matchups with the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Winnipeg Jets. Winnipeg for Pittsburgh, Toronto for Carolina. All right, here we go. Records time. At the Olympic winter break, the Carolina Hurricanes came in with a record at 36, 15, and 6, 8 points above the Pittsburgh Penguins at the Olympic winter break, who came in to the Olympic winter break with a record of 29, 15, and 12. Pittsburgh's record since then has improved, much like the Carolina record. It has improved. Here is the month in March in a nutshell before we get to our season series in a nutshell. Here's the month of March for the Pittsburgh Penguins. As these two teams met in the month of March already once this season, and in that first meeting, they lost 4 in the shootout. But they kicked off the month of March with a 5-0 win over the Vegas Golden Knights, a 2-1 loss to the Boston Bruins before ultimately beating the Boston Bruins. Yes, ultimately beating the Boston Bruins in overtime on March 8th, part of a back-to-back that was on a 3-game homestand. That 3-game homestand for the Penguins started off with a loss to the Buffalo Sabres. This was also the last game that Evgeni Malkin would play before having to serve a 5-game suspension, which left him out of the game against Boston in Pittsburgh, out of the game against the Philadelphia Flyers, which the Penguins lost 4-3 in the shootout. He would also not play in the first meeting of 3 meetings between the two squads here in the month of March. The month of March's topic of conversation. the Carolina Hurricanes, as they would beat Pittsburgh to kick off Pittsburgh's 5-game road trip, 5-4 in the shootout. They pick up 2 wins on the road trip, but drop the final game against Vegas 6-2 on March 12th. After shutting down Vegas in Pittsburgh 5-0. The victories on the road trip for the Penguins, as that road trip has ended. That long road trip has ended, as the opening season loss to the Mammoth, and to open the season series 20 Colorado Avalanche. Geno, fresh out of his 5-game suspension, returns to the lineup in this one, and the Penguins score a touchdown, beating the Avalanche 7-2 in what would quote unquote be known as the Penguins beating the best team in the NHL. All told, the Penguins go 2-1-2 on the road trip, as they lost the previous game that we are going to talk about in just a few short moments. 6-5 in overtime to the Carolina Hurricanes. The Canes beat the Penguins for the second time in March and have won both games at home against the Penguins. Speaking of which, as we remain on a shared screen, here is the record, or rather the month of March for the Carolina Hurricanes, including the short 2-game road trip, 2-game homestand, I should say, where they beat the Penguins and lost to the St. Louis Blues. We'll get back to the season series in a nutshell in just a second. Going back to December 30th, Pittsburgh's only win of the season series so far. But let's keep it back to Carolina's schedule, as they came into this one with a record 42-19-6. During that time, they lost to open up the month of March 2-1 to the Seattle Kraken. They picked up victories on the 4th of March and the 6th of March against the Vancouver Canucks 6-4. And then on the 6th of March, the Friday, they beat Connor McDavid and company 6-3. That was a back-to-back, including a game on Saturday night, where the Calgary Flames took care of business and beat Carolina 5-4, ultimately leading to a 2-game homestand where the Hurricanes would beat the Penguins 5-4 in the shootout to open that homestand, then fall 3-1 on the following Thursday night, the 12th of March, to the St. Louis Blues. And most recently, on a short 2-game road trip, they defeated the Tampa Bay Lightning 4-2 and went to town on the Columbus Blue Jackets. That was a back-to-back. They actually lost that game, I should say. Columbus went to town on Carolina, beating Carolina 5-1 on Tuesday night, leading to their next game on Wednesday night, last night, where they beat the Pittsburgh Penguins by a score of 6-5 in overtime, with Sidney Crosby back in the lineup. All right, folks, before we go to break, our season series in a nutshell. The Hurricanes with 2 wins, both in extra time and in the shootout. The Penguins with 1 win in the season series. That came back on December 30th, 2025. But just how did the Pittsburgh Penguins fall in Raleigh again, only this time in overtime? We're going to get to that in just a little bit. Time to spotlight the coaching and goaltending matchup before we go to our first break of the show. All right, folks, the head coach of the Pittsburgh Penguins is Dan Muse, and in goal for the Pittsburgh Penguins in this one, Artur Shilov's had a pretty good night against the Colorado Avalanche, but going with the turnaround, I should say going with the rotation, Muse will turn things over to Dan Muse, will turn things over to Stuart Skinner. Stu is getting the start for the Penguins. Artur Shilov's in backup if needed. Rod Brind'Amour, head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes, counters with between the pipes in at backup, number 32, Brandon Bussey, Brandon B. And going between the pipes opposite Stuart Skinner, former Toronto Maple Leaf goaltender, Frederik Andersen. Andersen versus Stuart Skinner again. Frederik Andersen versus Stuart Skinner. And that has been the goaltending matchup for all three of these games so far as we approach Game 4 in Pittsburgh this Sunday. We'll remind you of the the puck drop of that one later in the show. Right now, time for a break. When we come back, Crosby returns, and you'll find out how regulation went in Raleigh between the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Carolina Hurricanes. Don't go anywhere, Penguins fans. We are live on Penguins Postgame here on Sports for Beginners, and it continues very shortly.
CNT Radio will never give you up. They will never let you down, nor will they run around or desert you. So join Nick Astley for The Melting Pot every Saturday on CNT Radio. Hang on a minute. He's not Nick Astley. Oh, jings, I've done it wrong. Anyway, just join Nick for The Melting Pot on CNT Radio.
Have you ever wondered about the books we've been reading throughout the week?
Are you looking for friendly banter and technology tips at the same time?
Then you've come to the right place.
Check out The Ali and McCara Show. It airs live on Sunday afternoons at 3:30 p.m. Eastern.
Until spring. In the spring, we'll switch back to Mondays.
To learn more about the show, please visit thealiandmccarashow.ca.
While you're there, subscribe to the newsletter so you never miss an update. And besides, it's free.
Enter your email address and hit subscribe.
The Ali and McCara Show is part of the Musa Slobodian Network, where good conversations happen.
To learn more about the network, please visit themusaslobodiannetwork.ca.
Enter your email and hit subscribe so you never miss network updates.
Take another look with Gerda Felix and Melanie Taddeo Malo, two powerful women of diverse backgrounds having genuine, unique, and uncomfortable conversations that everyone needs to have. Join Melanie and Gerda for conversations about what is missing from human connections.
Welcome back, folks, to Penguins Postgame. Penguins and the Hurricanes. It is time to get down to the nitty-gritty. Penguins and the Canes. How did this one go down? Well, for one thing, it certainly was one heck of a contest. Here we go, folks. Here we go. In the first period of play, starting off in the penalty summary, Mark Jankowski at 9 minutes, 24 seconds takes his first penalty of the game, Carolina's first penalty of the game, I should say. 2 minutes for holding and the player to draw the penalty. Elmer Zoderblom. Okay, sorry about that, Elmer. I'm trying to really get the name read as I can. So sorry about that if I pronounce the name wrong. During the Penguins' first power play of the game, first period, here we go. 9 seconds into the power play opportunity for the Penguins, Jordan Martinook shoots and scores! His 10th goal of the season. HG for CAR, an SHG for an SHG for CAR, and it's 1-0 Hurricanes. Jordan Stahl, the former Penguin, on the assist, his 13th of the year. Jacob Slavin also getting an assist, 4th of the year for him. 1-0 Carolina, and in the first period of play, the difference maker after 20 minutes, despite the Penguins being outshot 15-12 after the first period of play, they're only down 1-0, 1-0 Canes after one period of play. Let's go to period number 2. In period number 2, first on the penalty side of things, we had a couple of penalties in this one. Evgeni Malkin, second game back from his 5-game suspension, able to draw a call on Keandre Miller. 2 minutes for hooking. Keandre Miller going to the box at 11 minutes 55 seconds. The Carolina Hurricanes able to go to their first advantage of the game, their first man advantage of the game, as Parker Witherspoon goes to the box. 2 minutes for tripping. Taylor Hall able to draw the penalty on Parker Witherspoon at 14 minutes 47 seconds. At the 19-minute 28-second mark, I should say, both the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Carolina Hurricanes get assessed a penalty, but it is Pittsburgh who will go on the man advantage. Andrei Shmetchnikov receives 2 minutes for holding the stick, drawn by Sidney Crosby. This penalty would be served by, it doesn't say who was served by in the period penalty summary, but at the time I was getting in the notes, this penalty for Andrei Shmetchnikov getting served by number 53, Jackson Blake. Shmetchnikov also getting called for unsportsmanlike conduct. Meanwhile, for Sid, who drew both of those penalties, he also drawed up his own penalty of the game, 2 minutes for roughing on Crosby. Andrei Shmetchnikov able to draw the call. In the period, as far as the scoring is concerned, 2 goals scored, and the aforementioned Sidney Crosby has struck again. Just like Geno scored in his return to the lineup, Crosby scores in his return to the lineup. This tied it up 9 minutes and 57 seconds into the second period of play, and the Penguins are on the board thanks to the captain, 87, Sidney Crosby. 28 goal of the year for Crosby. Card Raquel picks up assist number 20 on the year. Eric Carlson picks up assist number 43 of the year. 1-1 tie. Later in the frame, at the 16-minute 51-second mark, Jackson Blake shoots. He gets the puck by Stuart Skinner. It's 2-1 Carolina. Jackson Blake, 20th goal of the year. Taylor Hall picks up assist number 23 on the season. Nikolai Ehlers picking up assist number 34 of the season. Hurricanes lead the Penguins by a goal, just like they did after 20 minutes of play, and they were out shooting the Penguins 14-7 at the end of 2 periods of play to ultimately be out shooting Pittsburgh by 10 goals for the game, 10 shots on goal, I should say, for the game, 29-19. Time for period number 3. In period number 3, the Pittsburgh Penguins turn up the heat, but are being outshot by Carolina 43 at the end of 3 periods of play. But things are getting a little bit closer in the third period. 13 shots on goal for the Penguins, 14 for the Hurricanes on the shots on goal category. Third period. Well, that was a Penguins period, considering just 29 seconds in to the third period, former Penguin Jordan Staal is going to the box. 2 minutes for tripping. Just 29 seconds in, Jordan Staal going to the box. Evgeni Malkin able to draw the call. Evgeni Malkin able to draw the call. Then at the 12-minute 17-second mark, 87, Sidney Crosby. Second penalty of the game for Sidney Crosby in his first game back after an 11-game absence. Hasn't played since February 5th, 2026. And since the Olympic winter break that put him out minimum 4 weeks. He returned last night to the lineup, picked up 2 penalties and a goal in this one. Sebastian Aho able to draw the call on Crosby, 2 minutes for tripping. And that was the theme of penalties in the third period of play. Overtime didn't see any penalties, but it did see goals. And speaking of goals, let's go to the third period goals. The Penguins tied it up at 9 minutes, 57 seconds of the second period. 59 seconds in, PPG for PGH as Eric Carlson scores! 8th goal of the season for Eric Carlson. We are tied again. It's 2-2. Card Raquel, 21st assist of the season, Evgeni Malkin. Did you think you were going to get out of this game without a Malkin assist? Nope, not going to happen. Evgeni Malkin with his 36 assists of the season. We're tied at 2, but at the 3-minute 27-second mark of the third period, 3 minutes and 27 seconds in, I should say, Taylor Hall putting Carolina back in front with his 15th goal of the year. Jackson Blake on the assist. This would be his first assist of the game. Of the 2 assists that he had in this game, it is his 22nd assist of the season. Logan Stankoven picks up an assist, his 18th of the season. Carolina back in front. Not so fast. 7 minutes, 16 seconds in, Ryan Rust takes advantage of a Carolina turnover. Yee! Shoots and scores. And we are tied again. Brian Rust by himself scores his 20th goal of the season and the 3rd goal by the Pittsburgh Penguins for the hockey game. We have 6 goals in this game, 3 by each squad. We're all square at 3. Let's keep it going. Logan Stankoven. Penguins took a penalty. Logan Stankoven says, "Thank you very much." Logan Stankoven. There we go. I think I got it right that time. I got the H in there, but anyways, Logan Stankoven, 14th goal of the year. Nikolai Ehlers with the assist, his 35th of the season. 2nd of the game, as he picked up one on the Jackson Blake goal earlier in the second period. Picks up his 2nd of the game in 3rd period of play. 35th assist of the year. 3rd of the year for Jackson Blake. Nikolai Ehlers has now assists number 34 and 35 on the year. Carolina back in front on the power play, PPG for CAR, but the Penguins would not go away. Eric Carlson shoots, score! His 2nd of the game, 2nd of the period, 9th of the season for Eric Carlson, and we are tied again. Parker Witherspoon on the assist, his 21st of the season. Sidney Crosby picks up his 33rd assist of the season. Crosby, a goal, an assist, 2 penalties. Interesting. In his return to the lineup after an 11-game absence. That's what he does? All right. At the 14-minute, 46-second mark, we're all square again. It's 4-4, but again at 12 minutes and 59 seconds. Logan Stankoven put Carolina back in front, but the Penguins would not go away. For the 2nd time in the period and 2nd time in the game, Eric Carlson ties the game for Pittsburgh. Once at even strength and once on the power play. And then the Penguins finally get the lead. The rookie, Ben Kindy, gives the Penguins the lead in an already entertaining yet stressful 3rd period. 15 minutes and 9 seconds. Ben Kindle, 17th goal of the year. Anthony Mantha joins the assist parade with his 27th assist of the season. Ilya Solovyov picks up his 7th assist of the season. It's 5-4 Penguins. Penguins lead for the first time in the game. Just when you think the Penguins are going to hang on and beat the Carolina Hurricanes 5-4 in regulation, Carolina says, "Not in our house." Keandre Miller, 5th goal of the year for Keandre Miller. And we are tied again. Sean Walker on the assist, his 16th of the season. 2nd assist of the period, 3rd assist of the game. 36th assist on the season for Nikolai Ehlers. And guess what? At 17 minutes and 9 seconds, the Hurricanes force overtime. But weren't they leading? Yes, they were, but after the Penguins would not go away and Ben Kindle gave the Penguins the lead, they cough it up on a Keandre Miller goal, and we're going to overtime. The overtime goal scorer, overtime shots on goal, 3 stars, and the game stats coming up when Penguins postgame Penguins and the Hurricanes continues. The exciting conclusion for Hurricane fans, not so much Penguin fans, is right around the corner. 3 stars. Game stats. The overtime scorer, overtime shots on goal. They're up next on Penguins postgame. Stick with us.
Take another look with Gerda Felix and Melanie Malo, two powerful women of diverse backgrounds having genuine, unique, and uncomfortable conversations that everyone needs to have. Join Melanie and Gerda for conversations about what is missing from human connections.
Hi, Scott. It's Ali here. I just wanted to mention that I'm really enjoying the show and I'm really enjoying what you're putting together. And I wanted to just say I'm enjoying being a part of it as well. So please keep up the phenomenal work and make sure you guys keep this podcast going because it really suits you well.
Hey Allie, did you know we have a books panel?
I did not know that. When is it?
It takes place on the last Friday of each month at 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
Where we have fun and engaging conversations.
About a book that one of the panelists picks.
So, how can I learn more about the show?
To learn more, please visit bookspanel.ca. While you're there, subscribe to the newsletter so you never miss an update. Besides, it's free. Enter your email and hit subscribe.
The Books Pen is part of the Musa Slobodian Network, where good conversations happen.
To learn more about the network, please visit themusaslobodiannetwork.ca. While you're over there, hit subscribe so you never miss a network update. Enter your email and hit subscribe.
CNT Radio will never give you up. They will never let you down, nor will they run around or desert you. So join Nick Astley for The Melting Pot every Saturday on CNT Radio. Hang on a minute. He's not Nick Astley. Oh, jings, I've done it wrong. Anyway, just join Nick for The Melting Pot on CNT Radio.
Continuing on, folks, on Penguins postgame, Penguins and the Canes. Well, it's been a fun recap so far, but we're not quite done yet. Here we go, folks. Let's get you right back to it, right back to the action. We go to overtime. Shots on goal, the rest of the game stats, and 3 stars of the game coming up in just a few short minutes. But first, let's get right back to the action. When we last left you, we reminded you that the Pittsburgh Penguins were trailing at the end of regulation in the shots on goal, 432, and the latest goal scorer was Keandre Miller at 17 minutes 9 seconds to force overtime in the third period of play. In overtime, as I said before, no need to go to the penalty summary there because nothing happened there. However, Sean Walker needs just 4 minutes and 31 seconds to score the game winner to send this one to the shower. And with Carolina celebrating, he scores his 7th goal of the season. Sebastian Aho, assist number 45 of the year. Seth Jarvis, assist number 26 of the year. For Sebastian Aho, that is the only assist he would pick up. Same thing for Seth Jarvis. 6-5, Hurricanes beat the Penguins, despite the Penguins in this period outshooting the Canes 3-1. The shots on goal after the game ended, 35 for the Pittsburgh Penguins and 44 for the Carolina Hurricanes. Moving things right along here, our game in Raleigh this time around on a Wednesday night saw 50, and Carolina won 31 of the 59 of those faceoffs, winning 52.5% of those faceoffs. Pittsburgh, 47.5%, winning in the draw. They won 28 out of 59 faceoffs. Carolina went 3 for 4 on the PK, as the Penguins only score once on the power play. Carolina scored once on the power play. They go 1 for 2 on the power play. Meanwhile, the Penguins, penalty killing, also 1 for 2, as they kill off the second opportunity that they would get to kill a penalty. All told, the Penguins spent 6 minutes in the box. The Carolina Hurricanes spending 10 minutes in the box in penalty minutes. All even in the takeaway battle at 5 takeaways apiece. 5 for the Penguins, 5 for the Hurricanes. 16 giveaways for Pittsburgh in this one, but they outblocked Carolina 16-9. Speaking of that, Carolina with 17 giveaways. Carolina outblocked in the blocked shots category 16-9, but they didn't quite out-hit Pittsburgh in the hits category, but they did hit Pittsburgh 2 more times than Pittsburgh hit them. 26-24, the title there in the hits. 26 hits for Carolina, 24 Pittsburgh. And with that, the totals are out of the way. Overtime breakdown out of the way. Let's get right down to the 3 stars of the game. And just like Michelle, I don't necessarily agree with these 3 stars, but I'm going to read them to you anyway. Brought to you by on the Penguins and Hurricanes radio and TV networks, its respective sponsors. We don't have a sponsor for this program, so without further ado, here we go. Your 3rd star went to Carolina defenseman Sean Walker, I should say. 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points. He is wearing the number 26. Your 2nd star went to Carolina left wing, number 27, Nikolai Ehlers. 3 assists, 3 points, no goals. And a 3-point night for Jackson Blake. 1 goal, 2 assists. He is your 1st star of the game, and he was wearing the number 53. So you've got 53, 27, and 26 as your 3 stars of the game. Jackson Blake, Nikolai Ehlers, and Sean Walker, your 3 stars of the game. All right, we kind of sped past right through that, but that's okay. We're going to be with you for about another 10 minutes or so. Coming up at 11:20 a.m. It is now 11:18 a.m. as we speak, Eastern Daylight Time. So, folks, we are going to take a quick commercial break. We went to that break a little bit quicker than we would have expected, but that's okay. Before we go to the break, however, the attendance record at Lenavo Center, the site of this game, 18,581 fans in attendance for another Carolina victory. This time, not in the shootout, in overtime. And unfortunately, folks, we don't have time to reveal to you our officiating crew, so we are going to refrain from that for the next episode, the next Penguins post-game episode. When we return, it's time for the play of the game, the shake of the game, and the out-of-town scoreboard. And then at our final minutes of the show, our final 5 minutes, it's time for up next for the Pittsburgh Penguins, up next for the Carolina Hurricanes, and wow, you know what? Time actually flies. So we won't be able to do a Bucks and Pucks on this show. So we will move that over to one of our next Penguin post-game shows. But if you would like to get in on the action, do so via Discord. Having trouble with Discord, please do so via WhatsApp or send an email, sportsforbeginnerspodcast 8231@gmail.com. Folks, we are coming up on our time, so we're going to take a break. When we return, the play of the game, the out-of-town scoreboard, the shake of the game, and then guess what? It's actually time to set the scene. So unfortunately, no time on the clock here to do Bucks and Pucks. I really wanted to do it, but we are not going to be able to do so. That's okay. Maybe I'll do a little bit of that on our weekly in sports program. Speaking of that, that comes your way next Thursday, but it may be recorded today. All these shows are pre-recorded. And with that, we will take a break when we come back after this from the Musa Slobodian Network. Then it's time for the play of the game, the out-of-town scoreboard, and the shake of the game, which will have its recipients revealed in between, setting the scene for Pittsburgh and Carolina. And we'll do all that next. Stick with us.
Hey Allie, did you know we have a books panel?
I did not know that. When is it?
It takes place on the last Friday of each month at 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
Where we have fun and engaging conversations.
About a book that one of the panelists picks.
So, how can I learn more about the show?
To learn more, please visit bookspanel.ca. While you're there, subscribe to the newsletter so you never miss an update. Besides, it's free. Enter your email and hit subscribe.
The Books Pen is part of the Musa Slobodia Network, where good conversations happen.
To learn more about the network, please visit themusaslobodianetwork.ca. While you're over there, hit subscribe so you never miss a network update. Enter your email and hit subscribe.
Have you ever wanted a talk show that discusses news, politics, the show's favorite sports teams, as well as sports media and broadcasting? Check out The Ali Musa Show, where we discuss these topics in a single package. To learn more about the show, please visit thealimusashow.ca. While you're over there, subscribe to the newsletter so you never miss an update. Besides, it's free. Enter your email address and hit subscribe.
The Ali Musa Show is part of the Musa Slobodian Network, where good conversations happen. To learn more about the network, please visit themusaslobodiannetwork.ca. While you're there, subscribe so you never miss a network update. Enter your email and hit subscribe.
Welcome back, folks, to Penguins postgame. Penguins and the Hurricanes. Back with you for about another 5 minutes or so. We are getting up to our 11:30 a.m. deadline, which is why we had to cut Bucks and Pucks. Well, but we didn't cut the player of the game segment we call the shake of the game, and we're going to get to that in just a few minutes. Penguins fall 6-5 to the Carolina Hurricanes. Doesn't quite help their situation in the standings division-wise, but they did get some help conference-wise in the standings as we go to the out-of-town scoreboard. And when I say that, here's a look at what the out-of-town scoreboard looked like. The Pittsburgh Penguins didn't take care of business against Carolina, but they got a point, which ties them with the Tampa Bay Lightning. If I am not mistaken, we look here at the standings, conference-wise. Sorry, it ties them with the Montreal Canadiens, both teams at 84 points apiece, and the Capitals doing the Penguins a little bit of a favor as they picked up a 4-1 victory over the Ottawa Senators, kicking us off here. 2 games went to a shootout. 2 games, including this one, went to overtime. The other game that went to overtime was the Philadelphia Flyers, who picked up a 3-2 victory over the Anaheim Ducks, and games that went to a shootout. The Dallas Stars pick up a 2-1 victory over the Avalanche in the shootout. Calgary also picking up a 2-1 victory as they take down the St. Louis Blues in the shootout. And one other game that went to just regulation and nothing more, that was the New Jersey Devils defeating the New York Rangers in New York 6-3. So what kind of help did the Penguins get? Well, they didn't help themselves by winning the game. That would have made them probably hop over the Montreal Canadiens, as they can't hop the Carolina Hurricanes, but the Hurricanes with the win have hopped the Buffalo Sabres and sit right now pretty in the Metro Division standings. with 92 points to the Penguins 84. But the Penguins are coming for that number 1 spot in the Metropolitan Division. They do have some positioning here, as the Islanders are now 1 point behind the Pittsburgh Penguins. But the Penguins are going to need to take care of business if they want any hope of competing in the postseason, which looks pretty good right now. They are also looking for a chance to get into the postseason and perhaps win the division. I mean, you're right there where you want to be. So it's a tight race between the Islanders, Hurricanes, and the Penguins. All right, folks, let's get to our play of the game. We are at 11:31 a.m. as we speak with you. So we are just going to reveal that to you. And there's a lot that I could pick from, but I got to pick, and we're not going to play the audio here, but I got to pick the goal that put Pittsburgh on top after they had to tie the game 4 times before getting their first lead of the evening. Ben Kindle's 15th goal of the season, which put the Penguins in front 5-4 before it ended up being 5-5 in the third period of play. Good enough for my play of the game, and the play of the game on the Penguins and Hurricanes radio and TV network is brought to you by its respective sponsors. We don't have a sponsor, but if you would like to get in on the action, you can do so via Discord, however your favorite podcast platform works, or on WhatsApp if you're having trouble on Discord. And you could also utilize the comments down below on YouTube or on Spotify. You can also connect with us on Sports for Beginners Podcast 8231@gmail.com. That's our email address, and that's one of the ways you can catch up with us. But folks, it is time to close this thing down. So to close up, our Shake of the Game recipients are from the Pittsburgh Penguins, number 74, the puck stopper, Stuart Skinner. Made 38 saves on 44 shots, did allow 6 goals, 1 shorthanded, 1 power play, and 4 at even strength. But I thought he had a pretty good night. In goal, honorable mentions to Eric Carlson, who scored twice, Sidney Crosby, who got 1 goal, Ben Kindle, who also got 1 goal, and Brian Rust. Hurricane Shake of the Game recipients coming up in just a moment. But first, up next, for the Pittsburgh Penguins, time for a 3-game homestand that will see these two squads meet once again and for the final time this season on Sunday. That 3-game homestand to kick off our next 5 games for Pittsburgh begins at 1 p.m. Eastern Saturday when they host the Winnipeg Jets. 1 p.m. Eastern is the start time, as it's a quick turnaround to 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time when the Pittsburgh Penguins go head-to-head once again with the Carolina Hurricanes. The homestand wraps up on Tuesday night at 7 as the Penguins battle the Colorado Avalanche for the final time this season, and the first and only time the Avalanche will make the trip to PPG Paints Arena. Then the Penguins go on a short road trip in Ottawa at 7 p.m. Eastern on March 20th, Thursday. That's next Thursday. And on March 28th, back at home, p.m. is the start time for puck drop Eastern as the Dallas Stars, Dallas Stars are in town to take on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Jets, Hurricanes, Avalanche, Senators, and Stars coming up for the Penguins as the schedule shifts to April following games against the Islanders and Red Wings. Time now for the recipient of the Shake of the Game for the Carolina Hurricanes, and that is going to go to none other than overtime winner Sean Walker, the man who scored the overtime winner for Carolina in overtime. Sean Walker is your Carolina Hurricanes Shake of the Game recipient. But honorable mention to Frederik Andersen. 30 saves on 35 shots, 5 goals given up, 1 on the power play, 4 at even strength. Also, Jacob Slavin's going to get an honorable mention. Keandre Miller, honorable mention. Taylor Hall, honorable mention. Jackson Blake, also an honorable mention. A couple of the guys here that had 5 shots on goal, Logan Stankoven, Seth Jarvis, and Sebastian Aho, are also going to get shout-outs as honorable mentions. But the recipient of the shake of the game is Sean Walker for the Carolina Hurricanes. For the Pittsburgh Penguins, it's Stuart Skinner. And with that, folks, as we round it out, let's go to Carolina's next 5 games. And they don't have a lot of games here in their next 5, but they do have 3 on the road, including in Pittsburgh. That all begins tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern against the Toronto Maple Leafs in Toronto. Then on Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, Penguins and Hurricanes right back at it, this time from PPG Paints Arena, before the road trip for Carolina, which is 3 games, comes to an end on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern in Montreal, and rounding out their next 5 with 2 games at home, one against the Devils on Saturday, March 28th, 2026, and on Sunday, March 29th, 2026, same time as the Devils game, 5 p.m. Eastern. It's the Montreal Canadiens and the Carolina Hurricanes. Want to make sure I get that right. So Carolina, before they face Pittsburgh one more time, they will take on the Maple Leafs, then Montreal, then New Jersey, then Montreal again. And of their next 5, they will have the Maple Leafs on Friday. That's tomorrow. The Hurricanes are going to Pittsburgh on Sunday. They will take on the Penguins again. Then off to Montreal they go to wrap up a 3-game road trip before they begin a 2-game homestand against the Devils and Canadiens. Toronto tomorrow night, Pittsburgh Sunday afternoon, Montreal Tuesday night, Devils Saturday night, and Montreal again Sunday night. And with that, folks, it is 11:42 a.m. Eastern. That is going to do it for this episode of Penguins Postgame. Before we go to our sign-off here, want to quickly say that the next Penguins postgame show will be in April for season content, but we will have a postgame show following Jets versus Penguins on Saturday, and we will see if we can get one to you for the Pens and the Canes on Sunday afternoon. We will see. With baseball coming around, we may get on a season episode of Sport for Beginners, we may get a recap to you of the game in Ottawa between the Ottawa Senators and the Pittsburgh Penguins. But until then, Penguins fall 6-5 to the Carolina Hurricanes in front of 18,581 fans in attendance at Lenevo Center. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Brazeau has just left the building. That's going to do it for us here on Penguins Postgame. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to catch up with you real soon. But until then, Penguins fans, always remember that we cheer loud and proud for the black and gold, saying, "Let's go Pens." See you next time, Pens fans, right here on Penguins Postgame. Thank you so much for listening to Sports for Beginners. If you would like to learn more about the show, you can visit the podcast Facebook page or visit the official website. You can also send us an email at sportsforbeginnerspodcast8231@gmail.com. As we always remind you, it is not goodbye, it is until next time.